off guard today. Get me out of here. This can't be happening now. A rush of rust unraveling. I am precious pieces of you. And now I'm rolling down the window on the old canvas.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Harmonious World. My name is Hilary Seabrook and this is an independent podcast inspired by a Quincy Jones quote: "Imagine what a harmonious world it would be if everyone shared a little of what they're good at." Here on Harmonious World, I chat with musicians and those with an interest in music to get them to share what they are good at. My past guests include seasoned professionals, winners and nominees of Grammys and other awards, as well as those starting out in the music business. Alongside Harmonious World, my blog contains album and live performance reviews, and all the links are in the show notes. For this episode, I am joined by singer, songwriter and composer Fini Bearman. Her fifth album, Last Night of the World, is out now. And what you're listening to here is OKR, one of those tracks. I chatted with Fini in the lobby at the Barbican a few weeks ago, and that was a lovely chance to have a chat. So I hope you enjoy listening into our conversation. So welcome to Harmonious World, and I'm joined by Fini Bearman.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about everything to do with your career as a musician, but especially Last Night of the World, which has just this minute appeared in the world. So talk to me a little bit about where your music came from, how you first discovered that music was your thing.
I don't think that there was a moment where I discovered it was my thing. I think I just was doing it. And then I'm kind of here. Okay. I know that sounds a bit vague, but a lot of people around me when I came to music college had been planning to come to music college for years. Yeah. And I just sort of applied and then I was here.
Right.
And not that it was on a whim, but I didn't really have much formal music education. I had played instruments for a long time, like piano and clarinet, but I wasn't sort of serious, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I was more into I was into the performing arts.
Right.
My mum's a drama teacher, so I grew up sort of in the theatre, but I maybe imagined that would be more of a pathway.
Right.
I think, or go and read English, maybe.
Okay. So you applied to music school as a clarinetist?
No. Oh gosh, no, I hated the clarinet.
Okay.
Don't call it the misery stick for nothing. I think that was a bargaining chip. I wanted singing lessons and my mum was like, well, I think she quite liked the idea of me maybe playing the clarinet. So there was a bargain made.
Okay, right, okay. But that soon kind of was sidelined by the singing.
Yeah. I had actually my mum corrected me because she listened to or read an interview that I'd done recently where I'd said, it's all changed when I went to sixth form, and she was like, but you were listening to music every day growing up, and we were. It was a very musical household, but I just had never thought about it as a more than just something you do. I didn't think it was.
It's really funny because I think if you are one of those people who I can't remember not listening to music.
Yeah.
I had, my parents took me to classical concerts when I was very small, and I just always put music on. I put records on. Records were something that I engaged with all the time. And I think for some people that's that's not, they don't understand that. But for people like you and me, it's like, well, music is the thing. Music is it, you know. So, right, okay. So, so what sort of things were you singing when you were like at school and that sort of thing?
Oh,
Was it musical theatre?
Musical theatre and opera.
Oh, really? Okay. I can see that. So in the album, I can see that there's some, you know, clear kind of that sort of training.
Yeah. Again, that was. I didn't think of it as being a career, though.
No.
I mean, I must have, but I don't remember thinking, I love singing, I want to go and study singing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I knew that the pathway of like to say become an actor.
Right.
And you go to drama school, but I didn't think about it from a music point of view. Yeah, so I was singing, lots of M&T, and then I had a class. My singing teacher outside of school was an opera singer, so she sort of got me into some stuff, and she was very passionate about it. So that drew me in.
Right. Okay, so then you went to music college. Which one did you go to?
Guildhall.
Oh, you went to Guildhall.
Yeah.
Right. For listeners, we're sitting in the Barbican at the moment, which is literally the neighbour to Guildhall. So, right, okay. And were you doing composition as well? Did you? So you didn't find your composing?
No, until I was leaving. Until I had, I don't know if they were actual composition lessons, but I had lessons with Pete Churchill. Went to his class. He did a class for postgrads. Right. He's professor at the Academy now, but he was at Guildhall, a wonderful musician and educator. And I was having lessons with him and sort of had this realisation, I should probably be writing my own music. But I don't know what that is. I've never felt the urge to write, but probably should try.
Yeah, well, that's
so,
right,
you know.
When you left Guildhall originally, then where did that take you? What sort of gigs were you doing? Yeah,
you sort of pick up gigs, don't you? So there were just the kind of standard functions and like bar functions, you know, little jazz clubby things. I think I'd started playing at places like the Vortex, and then I think I visited a friend who lived in Berlin and decided I was going to go do my master's there. So then I had a year out, and then I went to Berlin and studied there.
Wow, because I love Berlin. I mean, Berlin's a fantastic city, and the music that's going on there is incredible.
Yeah, it's a wonderful scene. Yeah.
So what sort of things did you get into at that point? Where did your masters take you?
Well, then so I auditioned, and then they offered me a place there, and then I think I was the first vocalist on the course that they'd had. I don't know how remarkable that is. And actually, when we were talking about who my teachers would be, I was like, well, I can see Kurt Rosenwinkel's on your roster, and I want him to be my teacher. And they're like, well, you're going to have a singing teacher because you're a singer. So I had Judy Niemak, and then who was wonderful, and then. Yeah, I basically was like, well, I'm having Kurt, please, thank you. So I studied with Kurt, which was incredible, like eye-opening. And I started listening to like Milton Nascimento and like more Brazilian music because he's been really influenced by that. And then like expanding my listening, I suppose, thinking about the whole point of the masters is to create a new body of work. So you make an album and then you perform it. And you just have coaching to help you. So I had someone from the Berliner Phil come in and give me a lesson on bowing techniques, and so I was talking about writing for a string quartet, and that was a real deep dive, and I think that was the first time I really committed to the writing.
Right.
That was sort of the moment where I was like, well, Kurt at that point was kind of my idol, you know, from a compositional perspective. So I was just there to like suck it all up and. So I would say that was a formative moment in terms of who you become, you know, as a musician. And Berlin's kind of the place to be.
Yeah.
Had good times there.
Yeah.
Too brief, but yeah.
Yeah. So then let's fast forward to Last Night of the World. When did you write the pieces for this? When did you start writing this?
I think some of the first one, not Last Night of the World as it is now, but the original idea. There were a couple of those on the album that came. I was doing a lot of setting songwriting briefs and exercises on Instagram during lockdown. And there was a sort of coterie of songwriters all over the place, and we would all meet at 10 a.m. in the morning on Instagram Live, and I'd give them stuff to do. Right. So I think some seeds of idea of the songs came then, but most of them probably 2021, 22. Yeah. And a couple like Last Night of the World actually didn't know what they were quite about until I was recording all the band, and then I was rewriting lyrics and melodies and stuff. So it's been quite a sprawling process, which is quite new for me.
Right, right. So can we talk about the title track?
Yes.
Because I'd like to play a clip of it from Last Night of the World. So let's play a little clip of it, and you can talk to me about when you wrote it and what it was meaning. Because that's quite a big theme, isn't it? Last Night of the World. Like, what would you do if it was the last night of the world?
Sitting in our favorite place, drinking the good wine, shoulder to shoulder we eulogize together on the last night of the world. All we thought we knew was gonna slip away, and all we own is still our Saturday, but there's no tomorrow. On the last night of the world, did you find some meaning in it all? Did you give it all? Now it's over. No one would ever believe that the end was here. So we plowed on with our heads in the sand. Reality rained down on us so hard, like we knew it would, like we asked it to. Like we knew it would, like we asked it to, like we knew it would.
So when did you write that?
This was a song idea I had, and it was called Make My Way, and the refrain was trying to make my way back to you, and it kind of was this idea that was a bit kind of fluffy, and once I'd recorded the band I realised that wasn't the vibe for it, and I'd just seen the movie Don't Look Up about the meteor.
Amazing film. Yeah.
And that sort of gave me the idea. I realised one of the reviews I had was talking about how bleak it is. And I realised a lot of the subject matter is quite bleak. I feel like it's quite filled with hope, maybe because, I made it as I was creating life.
Yeah, well, yes.
So I don't see it like that, but I realised that calling an album Last Night of the World has a certain overtone. But actually I mean it if you've not got much time, I mean it doesn't have to be literal, let's do the things that we want to do and drink really good wine,
Yeah, yeah. Tell the people we love that we love them. Whatever it is. Yeah.
Maybe just as a sort of ethos for experiencing life. Just don't waste your time.
Yeah. Very good, very good. That that film was just amazing. I'll never forget that, the scene where they're sitting around the table holding hands.
That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And to be with the people that you care about at that moment,
Yeah.
when you know it's happening.
It's over.
So yeah. Very good. So talk to me about the band. How did you choose the instrumentation, and how did you choose then the people, or was it the other way around? Did you choose the people you wanted to have on the album, and then write for them, or how did that work?
Well, it's like the dream band.
Yeah.
Firstly.
Yeah.
The record that I made before was just before COVID. It was 2019. It came out in 2020, and that was a solo thing where I just recorded everything myself, lots of stringed instruments and all sorts of instruments, just a solo record. And actually some of the demos, in fact most demos for this started with me just like playing on guitar or ukulele or whatever. But I wanted it to be a band. So it started with lots of stringed instruments, and then I think I sent tracks to James, he put drums on, and then Robin on bass, Matt Calvert, I went round to his and we put on some guitar. Al Cherry came round and I recorded him very badly because I don't know how to record guitar. And Tom, obviously my partner, Tom Corley, just did stuff whenever, 10 p.m. I was like, we need synth on this track.
Yeah.
And then I got some guests on it as well.
Yeah.
Quite, very sprawling. The whole affair was pretty sprawling.
Yeah, but is that an evolution? So it's kind of like it found its way to becoming Last Night of the World.
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't that when it started out.
Right.
Like that song wasn't it when it started out. And then there's a song also called Violent Universe, and kind of some of the things that I talk about, it just, as a culmination, Last Night of the World just felt like, oh yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. Not like it's the last thing I'll ever do, but if it is.
But actually, isn't that quite an interesting concept? If it was the last night of the world, what would you do? What would you
get a killer band with these guys?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to play with a band, that's the band, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very good. And do you have plans to tour more with it? Are you going to take it out? Oh, because you have got some dates.
We've been touring, yeah.
Yes.
We've just done most of them, actually. We have one in Birmingham coming up.
Yeah.
But we were just in Lincoln on Saturday, and Poole, Bristol, Cardiff, other places that I can't remember. Yeah, which is just haven't toured in years.
No. And did you have most of the people who were on the album in the band?
Mostly. Connor Chaplin did a couple. He's
nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Chris Higginbottom on drums. So
right.
Yeah. Some of the OGs.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah.
You know, if Robin can't do it, if Connor can do it, like they're both brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
It's an absolute joy to play with all those people.
There are some incredible musicians in the London, let alone the UK jazz scene at the moment, that are just really, really killing it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm finding it difficult to keep up with interviewing people, you know. It's really,
thick and fast.
which is so good. Such a great place to be now that jazz is something that is, it's okay for people to go, yeah, I'm a jazz musician. Yeah, you know, it never was. Yeah, it really never was before. So that's great. And then what's next? So what have you got another album brewing?
I've written the songs. I wrote them last January. So actually, I should probably not go with those. But I had intended to. I've got like 15, 20, 25 songs that I made. I wrote 30 songs in 30 days in January.
Wow.
And I'm going to make an album with those, with the band.
Yeah.
But actually, as I said out loud, it should be more update than that. So I'll probably write some new ones, but there's definitely like a handful that will be from that batch.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
You know, make the most of having just done one, and it's mad, isn't it? The whole, you know, the cycle of making and the release and the touring, and then honestly, there was a kind of lightness this morning in my step when I was like, oh, I've done most of the gigs, great. you know, like I've had so much fun, but also it's a relief to be, because there's a lot of things to think about all the time.
It's nice to have an album that kind of marks a moment in time. Funnily, you know, whenever I talk to musicians, that's often what they say, is that this is that moment, and I'm not that person anymore because I recorded it a year ago and it's been released and now we're touring it. But in the tour, we're introducing new stuff from, you know, which is really nice. I love that music, that idea that music can be a concrete moment in time, and then you can you're not leaving it behind, but it's just there, sitting.
Yeah, next.
Yeah, absolutely. So you teach at Guildhall. So that must be really interesting, because you've got some really interesting. There's some amazing people coming out of Guildhall at the moment.
Yeah, they're ridiculously talented.
Yeah.
And they come in like that. Like, it's kind of astounding how brilliant they can be. You know, so young. But
then you can give them guidance and, you know, help hone their skills, I think. Do you think?
Yeah, I suppose some. Yeah, or just sort of point them in the right direction, you know.
Yeah.
Which is an honour, you know. It's like it's a privilege. It's the best kind of teaching work for me, you know.
Yeah. I think it's become much more acceptable. It used to be, if you're having to teach, if you're a musician and you're teaching, then it must be because your career's not very good. Whereas actually, it's not that at all, because it's part of that big career, and it's also about, you're standing on the shoulders of giants, and you're also allowing other people to stand on your shoulders and learn from you.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't many examples probably these days of musicians, even like, you know, people who are touring the world, that don't have don't do some teaching or work in some way in that world. Yeah, it's incredibly fulfilling, and you get to kind of give something back, sort of turn around, and you know, it's really valuable for me. Like, I mean, obviously, you know, income notwithstanding, it's a very wholesome experience.
Yeah,
moving experience, you know.
And do you find that you sometimes learn things from
all the time? Yeah. It has. I think there's a sort of outdated sort of model of, you know, the gatekeeper and the student, and I just don't feel like in this environment that works. Like, yes, I'm 20 years older than you, but that doesn't mean that much, really. Like, I've done more gigs, but you know, it would be really silly of me to think that I have nothing to get from your experience, you know. So, which, you know, in a way, it has its own challenges, because suddenly the sort of the parameters or you know, the dynamic can be more nebulous. It can be less kind of clear in terms of, you know, or you have the teacher and you have the student, but we might be doing a gig together at the weekend, you know, which is great, but it's not the same as, you know, your clarinet teacher when you're in year 11, you know, coming in and saying, I haven't learnt the grade 5 pieces because it sucks, you know. But I can't say that, so I've just dropping my head.
No, absolutely. Very good. Well, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best with Last Light of the World and everything else that the world has to offer you.
Thank you very much for having me.
I hope you enjoyed listening to that conversation with Fini Bearman. What you're listening to now is Violent Universe from her album Last Night of the World, which has been out a few weeks now. Please remember that you can find reviews of albums and live gigs at hilaryseabrook.co.uk. And I hope you enjoy listening to Harmonious World. Do get in touch if you want to talk about albums I should be listening to, or artists you'd like to hear me chat with. Until the next episode, please do share this episode or other episodes. There are 286 other ones for you to listen to. So thank you once more for joining me for Harmonious World, and I hope you have a great week.
No comfort left, just to look at the stars. Whatever you believe, it's a violent universe. I don't care about it's a violent universe. If you're looking for God, you needn't look no further than this. If you're looking for God, you needn't look no further than this. If we were assembled in the hearts of long-dead stars, a thread through time, the miracle of your life and your birth here on this table. No comfort left. What do we care about stars? No comfort left. It's a violent universe. They don't care about us. It's a violent
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of Harmonious World. My name is Hilary Seabrook, and it's a great delight to bring this series of discussions with musicians and composers and writers and all sorts of people to you. Obviously, there's no point in having a podcast if people aren't listening, and I'm very grateful to my listeners for doing so. Thanks also to Joe English for composing and performing this new theme tune. So wherever you get your podcast, you can leave a review. You can share this with your friends and family, either as a link or on social media and that sort of thing. I'd be really grateful for that. Don't forget that you can subscribe now. There's a link wherever you get your podcasts. So have a great week, and please remember why I started this, which is just to try and make the world a little more harmonious. Thanks for listening to Harmonious World.